I'm coughing my head off right now. That was really dumb. I don't know why I put it to my nose and sniffed. I wish that I could work this fast in real life. You know what? This chicken wants me to pick her up. See? Just a sec. I have a few that like to be picked up. Come here. Hey friend, welcome back to Safe at Homestead. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Elena. We are headed out to the food distribution center to see what they have for us today. These are the EMS guys that are loading up my car for me. I am back and let's get right into sharing what I got from the food distribution center today. I got tomatoes on the vine. I am shocked that we're still getting tomatoes. I got some cherry tomatoes. Actually, I say some, but let me show you how many I got. I think I got a total of 10. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So I am trying to think about what to do with these. I know my friend is who also got stuff from this food distribution. She is going to dehydrate them. I might dehydrate some because there's some other stuff going in my dehydrator. I might add that to it. But let's continue. I have never worked with this before, but I got 2 bags of dried garbanzo beans. I like making garbanzo bean salad, and of course, if you're making hummus, but I've never started with dry. So this will be new to me. We got 3 bags of, let's put this back here, flour, and I am surprised that it's unbleached. So I'm happy to have that. Okay, we got 2 boxes of spaghetti. I mean, you can't, it's hard to turn down spaghetti. We're always using spaghetti. We got 2 cans of ground pork. Ground pork. I'm just noticing that it's ground pork. I didn't notice that before. I'm not sure about that. Have I ever worked with ground pork? I guess like sausage, ground sausage. But the reason why I kept this is because the ingredients are, that label is crinkled, is pork and salt. That is it, not any mystery ingredients. I did get, I think 3 or 4 cans of spaghetti sauce, but I didn't like the ingredients, so I stopped by the, remember I shared with you that little place, that little booth on the side of the road where people can leave canned goods? I left that there. I think there was something else. I can't remember. Beans or something. Well, something that I had from a couple of weeks back. I had them in a bag in my car, and it was perfect opportunity to just drop it off. Okay. Oh, this is another surprise. Cucumbers. Oh. Look at these cucumbers. They are, yeah, what am I going to do with this? I mean, I know that some of them will be made into pickles because, I don't know. I stopped at the store. Ugh, let me show you what I grabbed. I had to get some labs done today because I'm having a procedure done next week. They always check my labs first, make sure that I can undergo whatever it is they're doing. And I picked this up because I figured I would go ahead and make pickles with these. Now, there's only one other thing that we got, but wait till you see how much of it we got. Woo! Peppers. Boy, that one really rolled away. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to need to make some room. So we got lots of peppers, not just green. Here's another bag. Let's zoom out a little. Got some colored peppers too, and I checked the price of that, and it's $2.50 locally for me. Let's put. Okay. And then here's another bag. Trying to put all the greens together and all the colors together. Some of the green peppers will go in the freezer because you've probably seen that I like to have chopped peppers and onions already in the freezer, in a freezer bag. They're so easy to just take out and take the amount that you want out for your meal, whatever dish you're making. And it's nice to not have to chop peppers because it's already done. Okay, I'm not done. So I'm going to chop some of those green peppers with onions. We have some more peppers here. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. And then my friend who also gets stuff from this food distribution gave me some of her peppers. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, shaking you guys. So in addition to my peppers, I got her peppers. Let's see if I can get this bag open. Well, I didn't get all her peppers, but I think I got most of her peppers. She's going to be dehydrating hers. And I know exactly what I'm going to do with these peppers. Here's some more peppers. Can I help you, Tuxedo? And some more peppers. This is it. I mean, there's a lot of peppers, right? So I too am going to dehydrate some of these peppers, the colored peppers. As I said, some of the green ones are going in. Let's put this. Oh, I'm afraid this. Some of these green ones are going in the freezer, chopped with onions. Dinner this night was a sheet pan with root vegetables, peppers, and chicken. So many peppers, my friend, so many peppers to deal with. Fortunately, I was able to share some. I asked some friends in a WhatsApp group if anybody wanted peppers, and I had 3 takers. One of them did what I expected, which is he made stuffed peppers. The mister and I were talking this morning about the fact that we did not like stuffed peppers. Too much pepper. I remembered that some time ago I saw a recipe for a deconstructed stuffed pepper or an unstuffed pepper. So I got online and started searching, and I found one that was pretty simple. And you guys know I like simple recipes. So that's what I'm making here today. It's pretty easy because the only difference in the recipe is that you're cutting up your peppers and including it in what would be the stuffing. So you get the same flavor profile without the work of stuffing peppers. So I decided to double the recipe, and here I'm just sauteing the vegetables and then adding the ground beef. I almost made a big mistake here in that the recipe calls for 15 ounces of tomato sauce. I didn't have tomato sauce, so I'm using tomato puree, which is fine. But I pulled out 2 cans of tomato puree and started to pour one in to one of the pans when I noticed that it was a 29-ounce can of tomato puree. Ugh, that would have been awful. So I caught myself and I just split the 29 ounces between the 2 pans. The spices are pretty straightforward and simple, just salt, pepper, and oregano. That's the rice boiling on the back burner. The recipe calls for 1 cup of rice. For some reason, my rice was kind of sticky, so I had to work at making it not clump up in this mixture. But that's it. It's pretty easy to pull this recipe together. Done and done. Time to put my goats away and check on the chickens. Hey, girlies. We got a new scratch for them. Look how nice that looks. So much better than what we were getting before, and this is less expensive, which is crazy. And you get more. This is a 50-pound bag as opposed to a 40-pound bag. I think the others are 40 pounds. One of the ladies at Tractor Supply recommended it. I was hoping this wasn't the case, but there's an egg under there. There's actually 2 more eggs under here. Oh, let me get them and then I'll explain why these eggs are under here. Oh. There's one. Oh. Excuse me. This chicken right here, her name is Jazzy. She has a bum leg and a bum wing. Ouch! You know what? This chicken wants me to pick her up. See? Just a sec. I have a few that like to be picked up. Come here. Oh. So this chicken, she would run from me. Now she likes to be picked up too. So this chicken and that white chicken and that black and white chicken, and there's another black and white somewhere. Oh, they came together. Okay, they want me to pick them up too. So those chickens we got together as chicks. So they were raised together, but Jazzy, it turns out, had a bum leg and wings. So when we moved them outside into the in-between brooder, she would never roost. I think because she couldn't get up. Okay, I had to stop and feed Tuxedo. It is 22 minutes past his dinner time. He knows exactly when it's his dinner time. And he gets a little anxious. Anyways, about the chickens. So when they were older and they were integrated with the other chickens, I was hoping that they would follow the chickens up into the coop and that they would copy them as they roosted, but they didn't. So they sleep underneath the coop, which really worried me for a while, especially when it started to get colder weather. But they just kept doing it, so they keep each other warm. And even though the other three are capable of roosting, they just don't. They just do what Jazzy does, which I guess is good, because if she was alone under there, that wouldn't be good. So yeah, and so they also lay their eggs down there. The other day I saw one of them, the white one that I pointed out. She's an Easter egger, I think. She was on the steps, or not the steps, but the ramp that goes up into the coop, and I thought, oh yay, she's gonna go in. But really, she didn't. She jumped back down, and really, I don't want her to go in. I don't want them to go in. I don't know if you guys remember me sharing a little project we were doing in the goat pen, and it's a chicken coop, because I wanted to have some chickens in there with the goats, and I was going to put those 4 chickens in there and not put a roost, and just make it adapted to their needs. But now I'm not, because yeah, we're going to use that structure for something else. Okay, so I made 2 of these, and I just need to, well, they're almost cool. They came with this. I don't know if I want to use this. Yeah, I'm not going to use this. That's the cover. I'm just going to put some, parchment paper, and then some foil, and then give it a little more time to cool before I put it in the freezer. I didn't even taste this. I just seasoned it Okay. So while this cools off some more, I'm gonna go get today's dinner. I have it in the living room near the wood stove. I've had it there most of the day defrosting. I'll be right back. This is what we're having for dinner today. It's a cottage pie that I made. I don't remember when I made it and froze it. And it's perfect for today because I've been doing all this other stuff, so I'm gonna bake it for an hour. It's partially frozen. Alrighty, I am done. I am not even gonna wash my pots. I'm gonna go put my feet up with a drink. The cottage pie will be in the oven for an hour, so when that's done, I will take the unstuffed peppers and put them in the freezer. And I think that's it. I'm going to show you the cottage pie probably when I serve it, and then I will catch you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, friend. It is day 3 of this project. And before I jump into it, I do have one thing that I have to take care of. Yesterday, while I was making dinner, I spilled most of this jar of oregano into the spice drawer. And I didn't want to deal with it, so I just closed the drawer. And this morning I woke up to the mister in here. He took all the jars out and he cleaned the drawer. And let me show you. So he cleaned the drawer. It was horrible. It needed cleaning anyway because, you know, when you take spices in and out, somehow you get spices in the drawer. Anyway, I told him to leave it and that I would take care of it. He was making his breakfast. And some of these need to be refilled anyway. So I thought I would do that this morning before I tackle the vegetables. We are almost done. Let me show you what we have left pepper-wise. This is what's left pepper-wise. Probably half of these are going in the dehydrator. And the other half, I'm going to go ahead and slice them up with some of these green ones and put them in the freezer. Whether they are dehydrated or frozen, I use those strips for fajitas. And most of the greens are going to be chopped up with onions and just as ready to go for when we need them for things like chili or soup or stews or whatever it is we may need it for. And then as far as the tomatoes, I have 8 containers left. So one of these containers fills 1 tray of the dehydrator. So I only did 2 yesterday. I'm going to do 3 or 4 more, and then the rest I want to roast them. I think I'm going to try and fill the roast my baking sheet first and see how many I can get, and then that will determine how many go in the dehydrator, if any. That's what I'll do. Okay, that's the plan for today, so let's get to it. So I am filling as many of the spice jars as I can. Here I am grounding some peppercorn. I like to grind my own pepper and do it a little at a time, a small amount at a time, because it's fresher that way. It tastes a lot better too. The last batch that I ground, I did them too fine. I like more of a coarse ground, and I'm pointing that out here. You can see the darker on the top is they're ground more coarsely. This is leftover peppers from when I made hot sauce last year. Actually, 2 years ago, I think. After I pressed the peppers through the sieve to get the hot sauce out, I take the leftovers and dehydrate it and just save it. And whenever the mister wants hot pepper powder, I grind some and make it for him. So he was saying he was out. So here I am making him some. This is really spicy pepper powder because that hot sauce was really, really spicy. The next batch of pepper that I'm going to do is peppers that I collected 2, 3, 4, 5 peppers at a time last summer. I wasn't doing much in the garden. I would just walk around and see what I could pick because I was either going through chemotherapy or radiation, one or the other. So I wasn't doing much, but I liked being in the garden. So as I picked the peppers, I would just put them in a plate here in the kitchen. I didn't dehydrate those. I just left them to dry. Our weather here is very dry. I'm coughing my head off right now. That was really dumb. I don't know why I put it to my nose and sniffed. This is a milder pepper, but it is still spicy. And lastly, this is something else that I was able to collect a little at a time last summer, and that is parsley. So I'm out of parsley altogether in the spice drawer. So I'm just going to crumble it up. I did not dehydrate this either. I just left it in. I would just add to the plate as I brought it in and let it dry on its own. Restocking the drawer. I wanted to also show you what the peppers look like when they are dry. They curl up on each other, like they fold up, and they get really, really dry, which is what you want. You can see that I can just snap it. So I don't have too many worries about it not being fully dry. With the tomatoes, you have a little bit more choice. You can dry it to the point where it's rubbery, so it's still kind of soft a little bit, or you can dry it until it's really crispy. It's up to you. So let's get started slicing up these peppers. I decided that I wasn't going to dehydrate any more peppers, and so I'm going to slice these for fajitas. Fajitas is not the only thing that I use it in. Just a couple days ago, you saw that I used some in a sheet pan dinner. So, yeah, right now I'm slicing up what I want for fajitas or the sheet pan dinner, and then there's going to be, I think, 2 peppers left, and I just chop those up to use in some other dish. There are my slices in the bowl, and these are the ones that I chopped. I'm going to cut up some onions now to mix with these green peppers to have as a starter for whenever I need peppers and onions, whether it be chili or whatever I am making. And I'm saving my skins. As you can see, I like to save the skins because whenever I am making broth or stock, I like to add onion skins and the heels of the onions. Time to chop these green peppers. I wish that I could work this fast in real life. I'm finally finished with the peppers. You guys, I found 3 store-bought bell peppers in the refrigerator. So when I thought I was done, I wasn't really. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 bags of chopped onions and peppers. This is really good. I love when I'm starting a project, cooking something, and I can just grab this and pour what I need out of it. This does go in the freezer, and even when it's frozen, it's easy to just bend the bag like that, and it just crushes and separates all the frozen peppers, and you pour out what you need. So 6 bags of that, 1 bag of chopped orange and red peppers, and 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of sliced peppers for fajitas. I am not done with the tomatoes. Actually, I didn't even start with the tomatoes, but I am determined to get that done today. It is 3:42. So I am going to put my feet up for maybe 15, 20 minutes and then come back in here and get all the tomatoes either dehydrated or roasting, depending on what I decide to do with them. Good morning, friend. It is the next morning, and I wanted to share with you how all the projects turned out. The tomatoes stayed in overnight. I took them out early this morning. They are in a jar. I'm going to share that with you as well as the peppers, and talk to you about what I'm going to do for dinner tonight, as well as what happened for dinner last night. So these are the tomatoes that had oregano on them, salt and oregano. I got 3/4 of a quart jar. This represents several meals, and I will for sure share with you what I do as I use them for meals. I'm shaking them up at least once or twice a day for the next 2 days because I took them out of the dehydrator today. So 2 or 3 days, just to make sure that everything is dry and nothing is sticking before I seal the top and put it in the pantry. These are the tomatoes that has salt and pepper that were intended really just for snacking. And I'm doing the same, shaking these. Although these aren't going to be stored for long term, I'm going to be just snacking on these. So will the mister. They're really sweet. I was thinking I could also chop them up and put them in a salad. So they can be the crunchy part of the salad instead of croutons, which I'm not fond of. And then here are the peppers. These just get to be, I get to shake these up one more day today, and then tomorrow I will seal the top and put them in the pantry. Now, this doesn't look like a lot, but really this represents 2 or 3 fajita meals, which is great when you think about it. Very little space in the pantry, but a lot of food. And that's one of the great things about dehydrating. Okay, so I have 2 more containers of tomatoes left. One of them is going to be for dinner tonight. I hope that I can share with you that meal and that it doesn't get too busy. And yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the one back there, but we'll do something with it, even if it ends up just going to the chickens. They love tomatoes. And I think that's it. So I forgot to mention this dinner last night. I was so tired. I pushed myself to make a pot of rice and left that on the stove. And when the mister came home, he was tired too because he had a really hard day at work. But he came home and he grabbed a jar off the shelf. He chose this chicken curry, which I made in September 2024. And he even added the 2 tablespoons of cilantro that you see at the top that I said needed to be added. It was delicious. He served it over the rice. He brought it to me in bed and I enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. He even took the leftovers for lunch. So another success story of having meals ready to go on your pantry shelf. Are you doing this? Are you putting food like a full meal or even ingredients on your pantry shelf? Leave a comment below if you are. And if you haven't, if you've never thought of doing it, give it some consideration and let me know if you want to. And I would do some videos walking you through in detail how to make some of these meals in jars. Okay, friend, we are at the end of this video. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out with me, seeing what I got from the distribution center, how I prepared or stored some of those foods. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out here with me. So I may add in a clip of dinner tonight. I don't know for sure. I have an appointment in town and we are expecting weather. So there are a few things I have to do here on the homestead to prepare for that. And yeah, but I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And again, thanks so much for being here. I would really appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. It helps YouTube to know that you enjoyed it, and then they will share it with more people. Also, leave a comment. I would love to get more comments from you guys. If you're here and you don't really have a comment, but you enjoyed the video, then just leave an emoji for me. Just leave any kind of, leave a chicken. Leave a chicken emoji in the comments. Let's see how many of you will do that for me. All right, you guys, I will see you in the next one. And in the meantime, you guys be safe. Dinner was very simple to prepare this evening. I started by warming some olive oil in a pan and adding some garlic. As soon as the garlic was aromatic, I added the tomatoes and let those warm up a bit. Then I added some spices. Basically, it was pepper and salt and some oregano. Oh, I think I added some red pepper flakes as well. Yep, I did. By the way, I have my oven warming, preheating at it's either 400 or 450 degrees. I added a block of feta right in the middle of this, of the tomatoes. I put a little bit of olive oil on top, and I will add some balsamic vinegar, and then I pop it in the oven. Okay, 450 degrees. And I left it in there for 35 minutes. 35 minutes. I am boiling some pasta. I'm penne in this application. I like penne or anything that is hollow because it gets the sauces inside the pasta, and that just makes it even more yummy. I am mashing everything together, the tomatoes, the feta, and in a second here I'm going to drain the pasta, but I'm reserved some pasta water just in case. I like to do that just in case my sauce is too thick. But it turned out perfect. So I just tossed the pasta in with this creamy sauce, and that's it. I sprinkled it with some basil that I cut up. Bon appetit!